Welcome to Express News. We give you top 100 news of the day. Let's get started. At least 12 tourists were injured in a terrorist attack in India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam on Tuesday. Strongly condemning the act, Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his condolences to the victims and assured that the country's fight against terrorism is unshakable and will get even stronger. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephonic conversation with Home Minister Amit Shah on the Pahalgam terror attack and asked him to take all suitable measures and asked him to visit the site. The incident took place in the Prasar Valley where unidentified gunmen opened fire on a group of tourists visiting the area. The injured were evacuated with the help of locals and airlifted by authorities. Taking to social media platform X, Home Minister Amit Shah said that he briefed PM Narendra Modi about the incident and held a meeting with the concerned officials via video conferencing. He will be reaching Srinagar to hold an urgent security review meeting with all the agencies. Security forces launched a search operation following reports of gunfire. The incident comes amid a surge in tourist arrivals in Kashmir ahead of the annual Amarnath Yatra beginning July 3rd. US Vice President J.D. Vance addressed a gathering in Jaipur and emphasized the growing importance of the US-India relationship. He also said that US and India are working together to finalize a trade deal soon based on certain common goals. He said that US President Donald Trump is committed to fostering closer ties between the two nations with the aim of ensuring mutual growth and prosperity. Earlier, J.D. Vance was accorded a traditional Rajasthani welcome with elephants upon his arrival at the Amer Palace. The female elephants named Pushpa and Chanda led the reception. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar presided as a chief guest over Kartavyam, marking the celebration of 75 years of the Indian Constitution organized at University of Delhi today. During the event, Vice President said that every citizen has a pivotal role in democracy, reiterating that citizens are supreme because a nation and democracy are built by them. As a mark of respect to Pope Francis, 3-day state mourning will be observed throughout India. 2 days of state mourning begins today, while 1-day state mourning on the day of the funeral. During the period of state mourning, the national flag will be flown at half-mast throughout India on all buildings where the national flag is flown regularly, and there will be no official entertainment. The Indian Army, in partnership with Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, launched a 5-day executive training program from April 21 to 25, 2025, focusing on the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and the National Logistics Policy. The training aims to enhance logistics and infrastructure management. This marks the beginning of a series of collaborative initiatives under the MOU signed between the Indian Army and GSP. India's Ministry of Coal hosted a stakeholder consultation on Tuesday in New Delhi titled Exploring Opportunities for Sustainable Coal Transportation through Rail-Sea Rail Mode. The Union Public Service Commission has declared the results of Civil Services Examination 2024 with 1,009 recommended candidates. Women take the top 2 positions. An air show was organized by the renowned Surya Kiran Aerobatic Team of the Indian Air Force in Patna, Bihar. The event on 23rd of April will be celebrated as Shaurya Divas to honor the victory of freedom fighter Babu Veer Kunwar Singh. The Kailash Mansarovar Yatra is set to resume on 30th of June after a 4-year suspension following the COVID-19 pandemic. This pilgrimage will take place via the Uttarakhand route. The Yatra will be organized under the joint supervision of the Government of Uttarakhand and the Ministry of External Affairs. A total of 250 pilgrims will undertake this spiritually significant and physically demanding 22-day journey. The Employees Provident Fund organization has registered a net addition of 16,10,000 members during February this year. This represents an increase of almost 4% in net members compared to last year. The Ministry of Labour and Employment attributed this surge in members to growing employment opportunities, increased awareness of employee benefits and EPFO's effective outreach initiatives. According to EPFO's provisional payroll data, around 7,39,000 new members were added in February this year. Also, around 2,80,000 women were added as new members during the same month. Indian equity indices ended on a positive note in the volatile session of Monday. At close, Sensex jumped 187.09 points to settle at 79,596, while Nifty surged 41.7 points to 24,167.25. Indian rupee fell 4 paise to settle at 85.19 against US dollar on Tuesday. Gold prices breached rupees 1 lakh mark in national capital on Tuesday, jumped rupees 1800 per 10 gram. Globally, gold reached $3,500 an ounce for the first time Tuesday. Gold was an all-time high of $3,500.1 an ounce before pulling back to $3,467.87. Silver futures for May 5 maturity stood at rupees 95,540 per kilograms on the MCX. Japan's yen recorded a 7-month high and advanced past significant mark of 140 against US dollar as Trump's attacks on Fed chief unsettled traders. US dollar took a step lower in comparison to yen and accelerated losses after trade negotiations with Thailand got postponed. The US currency sagged close to the decade low against the Swiss franc and hovered near a 3.5-year trough versus the euro. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Saudi Arabia on Tuesday for a 2-day visit at the invitation of the kingdom's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Prime Minister was accorded a special welcome by 21-gun salute. PM was warmly received by the Deputy Governor of Makkah, Prince Saud bin Misal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and other officials. Earlier in a special gesture, Saudi fighter planes escorted PM Modi's plane as it entered the Saudi airspace to Jeddah. During his visit, PM Modi will participate in the second meeting of the Strategic Partnership Council apart from holding bilateral talks. Later on arrival at the hotel, chants of Modi, Modi resonated as the Indian diaspora welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian community gave a traditional and vibrant welcome to the Prime Minister. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is visiting the US to participate in multilateral dialogues on various fora to showcase India's economic dynamism. Finance Minister met General Partner of Andreessen Horowitz, Anne Mida, and CEO of VMware, Raghu Raghuram, in San Francisco. They discussed India's transformation in technology space driven by visionary leadership of PM Modi. Minister also met CEO of Google Cloud Thomas Kurian and his team. The CEO acknowledged and appreciated India's AI mission and the trajectory India is taking and called for connecting India to the world via land and sea cables. The Finance Minister also met Data Robot CEO Debanjan Saha, underlining the steps taken by India over years to boost digital infrastructure, including budgeting Rs 10,300 crore for India AI mission. Sitharaman also met Jonathan Siddharth, the founder and CEO of Turing in San Francisco. The CEO expressed his desire to see India at the forefront of the AI revolution and spoke about working in the domain of AI with the country. Finance Minister Sitharaman also visited the Hoover Institution, where she delivered the keynote address on laying the foundations of a developed India by 2047. Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed bilateral talks with Ukraine for the first time. His Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky said he was eager to discuss a halt to attacks on civilian targets. Russia and Ukraine have said that they are open to further ceasefires after the 30-hour Easter truce declared by Moscow at the weekend. Each side accused the other of violating it. Zelensky did not respond directly to Putin's proposal. He emphasized that Ukraine was ready for any conversation about a ceasefire that would stop strikes on civilians. Ukrainian President Zelensky said Ukraine will take part in talks with the US and European countries on Wednesday in London. Russian forces on Tuesday announced that they have retaken a monastery in the Kursk region where Ukrainian troops had been holed up. The Russian military said that Ukraine had deployed troops at the St. Nicholas Belogorsky monastery. The Ukrainian Air Force on Tuesday said that Russia launched 54 drones in an overnight attack and it shot down 38 drones. Another 16 drones did not reach their targets, likely due to electronic warfare countermeasures. The funeral of Pope Francis will take place on Saturday at the square in front of St. Peter's Basilica, the Vatican announced on Tuesday. The coffin of Pope Francis will then be taken to the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore in Rome for burial. World leaders including US President Donald Trump, his wife Melania, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, French President Emmanuel Macron will attend the funeral of Pope Francis. Harvard has sued US President Donald Trump's administration to halt the government's pause of more than $2 billion in funding in a sharp escalation of the fight between the university and the Republican. South Sudan's military announced it has retaken the strategic town of Nasser in Upper Nile State from the ethnic Nur White Army militia, escalating tensions amid an already fragile political climate. We are heading for a short break here on DD India. We'll be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Bharat welcomes the world to a new era of creativity. Waves World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit as Mumbai hosts the global stage for creativity and innovation. Connecting creators through Creatosphere, where emerging voices rise. Wave Accelerator, where ideas meet global investors. Waves Bazaar, a global marketplace for content. Connecting countries through global media dialogue and industry roundtable. Bharat Pavilion, capturing India's rich history of storytelling.
वेव्स के रूप में भारत एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाने जा रहा है जिसमें दुनिया के एंटरटेनमेंट लैंडस्केप पर उसको बदलने की क्षमता होगी.
From culturals to cinema, gaming to animation, fueling the next wave of entertainment. Connecting creators, connecting countries. Waves 2025.
Welcome to Express News. Let's resume. A 4.1 magnitude earthquake with a shallow depth of 10 kilometers struck Tajikistan today, as reported by India's National Centre for Seismology. A storm prediction center has issued advisory for severe thunderstorms stretching from western Texas into Kansas across the southern plains today. Great Plains alongside the eastern U.S. to experience rain as snowstorms finally break away from the contiguous U.S. Due to severe flooding and storms since the past 3 days, death toll in Oklahoma increases to 5. The state has faced 5 tornadoes in its central region. A storm prediction center said days after flooding and tornadoes, threat of severe weather will return to portions of central U.S. this week. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta unveiled the Delhi government's first Heat Action Plan 2025 on Monday. The Heat Action Plan laid measures to mitigate heat impact by introducing deployment of cold drinking water dispensing machines across Delhi, cool roof pilots and structural mitigation among many. As a progress of the ongoing Ramban relief operations, India's Union Minister Jitendra Singh assured the public of transport restoration along with water and electricity supply. India Meteorological Department has issued a yellow alert for 31 districts in Bihar as heat wave continues to intensify in parts of India. In response to a heavy inflow of water due to continuous rainfall in the Chenab River, gates of the Sanal Dam have been opened as a precautionary safety measure to avoid flooding. As a gesture of tribute, the iconic Empire State Building in New York paid homage to Pope Francis. The building was lit up in white and yellow as the Catholic world observes 9 days of mourning. Renowned Indian sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik paid tribute to the Catholic spiritual leader Pope Francis by crafting a 8 feet tall sand sculpture in the eastern Indian coastal town of Puri. Cathedral in Madrid, Spain's capital, saw hundreds of people gather to pray and honor the memory of the late Pope Francis. The cathedral's Cardinal Jose Cobo called the late Pope a great teacher and noted the significance of the date of his passing. In the holy city of Bethlehem, the Christian worshippers gathered in large numbers at the Church of the Nativity to mourn Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church. Southern Morocco saw various volunteers join hands to clean up waste embedded in the sands of the Sahara Desert. From bottles to plastic bags and other types of waste, the volunteers collected up to 600 kilos of litter. The Hungarian village of Csomor celebrated its century-old Easter tradition of splashing cold water on women. Traditionally, Easter dowsing festivities involved men drenching women, but in Csomor, the women get their own back. Chile's birth rate has plunged to 1.1 children per woman, making it the country with the lowest birth rate in Latin America. This has sparked concerns about population stability. Experts cite delayed parenthood, economic challenges and shifting lifestyles. The German state of Bavaria hosted one of the biggest horse processions on Easter Monday. Both riders and horses were dressed in their best as they marked the traditional Georgi ride named after the Christian saint George. Hundreds of Orthodox Christians gathered at Bulgaria's Bachkovo monastery on Easter Monday, carrying the Virgin Mary icon to a mountain cave, citing the belief that the icon brings healing, health and joy. South Korea's acting President Han Duck-soo paid a tribute to Pope Francis by visiting a memorial altar at Seoul's Myeongdong Cathedral today. Applause Entertainment have ventured into the world of animation with the launch of Applatoon, a kids animation channel on YouTube set to feature animated originals based on the popular Amar Chitra Katha library. Ahan Pandey and Aneet Pada are set to feature in Mohit Suri and Yash Raj's film Sayyara. The film is slated for a theatrical release on July 18 this year. Mere Husband Ki Biwi trends on Jio Hotstar. The rom-com starring Arjun Kapoor, Rakul Preet Singh and Bhumi Pednekar has taken the top spot on Jio Hotstar. Bollywood actor Pulkit Samrat will romance Isabel Kaif in the upcoming rom-com title Suswagatam Khushamdeed. Bollywood actor Kartik Aaryan to portray a mythical snake in Nagzilla with the blend of fantasy, folklore and fun. The film will release on August 15. The Kesari Chapter 2 featuring Akshay Kumar in the lead had a decent weekend collection of Rs 29.62 crores. The Academy for Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has made a major rule change for the next year. As per the new rules, the members will need to confirm that they have watched all the films in a nominated category so as to vote in the final round. Anora fame and Oscar winner Mikey Madison has reportedly declined to pair opposite Hollywood star Ryan Gosling in the upcoming film in the Star Wars franchise, Star Wars Starfighters. Bollywood actor Imran Khan is about to make a comeback after a long hiatus. He will be joining Bhumi Pednekar for an untitled romantic comedy to be released on Netflix next year. British Academy of Film and Television Arts is all set to honour the iconic television series EastEnders. Wrestler turned actor Bautista was bestowed with distinction of honorary deputy sheriff in his residence in Hillsborough County in Florida. Hollywood director Carl Eric Rinch, best known for 47 Ronin, has been charged with defrauding Netflix over $11 million for a sci-fi show that never aired. Popular UFC boxer Paddy Pimblett, who has over 314 victories to his name, has revealed to venture into acting once he hangs his gloves. The 2024 political thriller Conclave is now streaming on Amazon Prime. It is an adaptation of the novel of the same name. Ahead of its 78th annual edition in May, the film fraternity of prestigious Cannes Film Festival has honored the 1966 French classic A Man and a Woman. The dual posters paying tribute to the Palme d'Or winning film were unveiled for the first time. Gujarat Titans defeated Kolkata Knight Riders by 39 runs in their Indian Premier League match on Monday to consolidate their position at the top of the points table. Kolkata Knight Riders captain Ajinkya Rahane became the sixth player to score 500 plus fours in the history of Indian Premier League. Rajasthan Royals confirmed on Monday that their captain Sanju Samson has been ruled out of Thursday's IPL match against Royal Challengers Bengaluru due to injury. Rishabh Pant-led Lucknow Super Giants will face Akshar Patel's Delhi Capitals in the 40th match of the Indian Premier League on Tuesday evening. India's Jasprit Bumrah was crowned world's leading cricketer in the latest edition of the Wisden Cricketers' Almanac. Meanwhile, opener Smriti Mandhana won the women's honour after a prolific 2024 that included 500s. Unseeded Helena Ostapenko crushed world number 1 Arina Sabalenka on Monday to win the clay court title in Stuttgart for her first singles trophy of the year. Sporting stars from around the world descended on Madrid on Monday for the 25th Laureus World Sports Awards. The world's most decorated gymnast, Biles, was later named the Sportswoman of the Year, while Swedish pole vaulter Mondo Duplantis captured the men's honour. Meanwhile, Brazilian gymnast Rebecca Andrade won the Comeback of the Year award after completing her inspirational return from career-threatening injuries at the Paris Games. Teenage soccer sensation Yamal, who helped Spain with the European Championship last year, won the Breakthrough of the Year. Meanwhile, Rafael Nadal was honoured with the Sporting Icon Award at the Laureus Sport Awards. Nottingham Forest secured a vital 2-1 away victory against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League on Tuesday. Renowned Brazilian football star Roberto Carlos arrived in Nepal's capital Kathmandu to appear as a special guest in the ongoing Nepal Super League. Simranpreet Kaur Brar bagged silver in women's 25-meter pistol at the Las Palmas shooting range on the concluding day of the International Shooting Sport Federation World Cup. That's it in Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. You stay tuned.